Hi there. Today I'm going to be talking about calculating the basis of a rental property. My name is Alice Kaneya. I'm a CPA and the owner of Gold Accounting Tax. We specialize in real estate accounting, advisory, and tax. So how do you calculate the basis of a rental property? Your rental basis will be different depending on how you acquire the asset. We have 4 different ways. You can either purchase the property, convert a primary to a rental, get the property as a gift, or inherit a property. If you purchase a property, the general rule is the cost is the amount paid for the property in cash, loan, or other property. For a purchased rental property, bases include all costs to acquire the asset and get it ready for its intended use. It's going to be the purchase price and all the closing cost. Included in the closing cost are abstract fees, charges for installing utility services, legal fees, recording fees, survey fees, transfer taxes, owner title insurance, and any amounts the seller owes that you agree to pay, such as taxes or interest, recording or mortgage fees, charges for improvements or repairs, and sales commissions. And then there are things you cannot include as bases. These are going to be casualty insurance premiums, rents, occupancy of the property before closing, charges for utilities or other services related to occupancy, charges connected to getting a loan, points, mortgage insurance premiums, loan assumption fees, cost of a credit report, fees for an appraisal required by a lender, and fees for refinancing a mortgage. All those costs cannot be included and should be excluded when calculating the basis. The loan fees should be listed separately and amortized over the life of the loan rather than part of the asset basis. So we have costs that most of the time are forgotten and need to be added to basis, and this includes inspection fees, travel costs to view properties, and due diligence fees forfeited on other properties that the deal did not go through. So what else can you also add to basis? So cost to make the property ready for its intended use should be added to basis, and this includes renovation cost as well as the holding cost in service. So how do you figure land versus building? So to figure the depreciation part of basis, find the county allocation for the building and land value, and then you'll apply the same allocation to the actual basis of the purchase. So do not choose the actual numbers of the land value, apply the ratio or the percentage. So if per the county property, the building is 90,000 and the land is 10,000, you're going to use a 90% 10% ratio. So the building is going to be 90 and the land is going to be 10%. So if you bought a property for 500,000, you're going to do 500 times 90, which is going to leave the building at 450 and the land at 50. So please note that. Now I'm going to be talking about gifted property. How do you calculate the basis of a gifted property? To figure the basis of a property received as a gift, you need 3 amounts: the donor adjusted basis before the donor made the gift, the fair market value of the property at the time the donor made the gift, and the amount of any gift tax on the gift. So when a property is gifted, the general rule is you land on the donor's adjusted basis of the gifted property immediately prior to the gift. The property is depreciated using the remaining recovery period of the asset and same recovery period and convention. So the gifter's basis becomes the recipient's basis. So if a rental property that has a life of 27.5 and has been depreciated for 10 years, the recipient has 17.5 years remaining to be depreciated. Please note that the gift tax paid increases the basis and the gift the gain or loss when you dispose the property may affect the property basis. We're going to talk about how do you calculate the basis of inherited property. So with inherited property, you step up basis to fair market value at the date of death. In general, the basis of the property in the hands of the person acquiring the property from a descendant will be the fair market value of the property at the date of the descendant's death. So the inherited property steps up basis to fair market value at the date of death. So the next thing we'll be discussing is the primary converted to rental. When a primary home is converted to a rental property, the basis for the rental property is the lower of adjusted basis or the fair market value at the time of conversion. So what affects the primary home rental basis? One, it's the home office business use depreciation, while a primary that lowers the basis, and then renovations done to the primary increases the basis. So what is classified as renovation? HVAC systems, carpeting, bathroom or kitchen renovation, new roofs, windows. And then there are things that don't change the basis of the property, and these are normally maintenance repairs, like painting, repairing a leak, changing a light bulb. All those don't increase or affect the basis. So I hope I've helped you understand how to calculate the basis depending on how you've acquired the property. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us. We are always ready to help our clients.